Hello, hello. I have another grocery haul and meal plan to share with you today. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm picking up at Sam's and Walmart and how I am using that this week. I find that helpful too, not just to show you what I'm buying, but to show you I'm going to use it to make meals for my family of 5. I almost didn't film this video, but I've been trying to get back to my roots occasionally of just filming whatever I want to film and filming more vlog style, off the cuff videos and just letting you guys take from it what you will. Hopefully there's something helpful in this, or maybe you just enjoy following me around in my like middle-aged mom musings. I do feel like that is a bit of a content gap here on YouTube, like mom vloggers in the middle years. You know, we don't have babies anymore or toddlers, like we're out of the very young children stages, we're not new moms, but we're also still years away from the empty nesting. Our kids are like, you know, upper elementary or starting junior high and high school. I feel like I have a hard time finding vloggers on YouTube, moms, that are in that season of life. And it's just a different kind of chaos. It's a different kind of busy when your kids are older. It doesn't really slow down. I feel like nobody really warns you about that. Put a pin in that. We'll talk about that later. So I just dropped into Panera to pick up a Sip Club drink. And now I am gonna head over to Sam's to pick up my first grocery order. Then we'll get that home. I'll show you what I got there first. And then we'll go back out and pick up my Walmart order because I have it scheduled to pick up later today. Okay, I just pulled into Sam's and I'm keeping the air conditioning on because it is August. It is too hot for humans. It is a refreshing 98 degrees outside right now. So I gotta keep the air blowing or I'm gonna sweat all my makeup off in about 5 minutes. When I shop at Sam's, which is about every 4 to 6 weeks, I'm usually picking up items that I know I cannot get a better price on elsewhere and that I know we are gonna use in a timely fashion, buying them in bulk. So it doesn't matter how good a deal that 5-pound bucket of mayonnaise is, we're never gonna use that much mayo before it goes bad. And I've almost given up my Sam's membership a couple of times because I feel like it's one of those places that can be a huge pitfall when it comes to spending, especially if you go in the store. But when they started doing curbside pickup where you can just go in the app and order the things you need, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang on to it a little bit longer. So that's what I did today, just did an order through the app. I'm picking it up now, and I'll get it home and show you what I got. Okay, we've got some romaine hearts, 6 romaine hearts for $4. That was a great deal. That'll make a lot of salads. Big package of mini bell peppers and mini cucumbers. We got like the mini vegetables going on here. Miniatures. The best deal on this high quality flour, the King Arthur bread flour. I find it at Sam's. It's like $9 for a 10-pound bag, so I keep buying it. When I buy the big box of Eggo waffles, this is a 60-count box at Sam's, the price per waffle is less than I would pay for the generic brand at other stores. So when I buy the name brand in bulk at Sam's, it costs me less than buying the same amount like at Walmart or Aldi in their store brand. Same goes for the graham crackers. There's 4 boxes of graham crackers in here, and the price is better on the name brand when I buy it at Sam's than buying the generic brand at another store. Okay, we're big fans of the Just Bare chicken. We've had the nuggets many times. We tried the fillets last week. They were gone in like one meal, no leftovers. So we're gonna try the chicken tenders this time around. So individual packages make lunch packing easier, but in the case of some of these individual packaged snacks from Sam's, it's actually not that much of a savings to buy the big pack and separate it out into little portions, especially once you factor in the cost of a container or a Ziploc bag. 45 packages of Cheez-It crackers. Those could go in 15 days worth of lunches for my 3 kids. So along with other things we already have on hand, this will last us a month. One of these is staying out for sandwiches this week, and the other one is going in the freezer for sandwiches next week. A boatload of peanut butter, like 80 ounces of peanut butter, maybe more. How many ounces is this? Yeah, 2 40-ounce containers. That's like 5 pounds of peanut butter. And to go along with our 5 pounds of peanut butter, we have 4.5 pounds of chocolate chips.
Nestlé Toulouse.
A big container of Parmesan cheese. This is a 24-ounce container. We use this a lot as a topping on vegetables and various dishes. And confession, when I was a child, like 7 or 8 years old, growing up in a large family, we used to keep a big container like this in the refrigerator. In fact, it came in like an aluminum canister back then. And no joke, I used to just open up the pour side and just like waterfall it into my mouth when I was a little kid. Don't blame my parents. I'm the 4th child, and by the time I came along, things were pretty loosey-goosey. The peanut butter crackers are a requested snack by my band kid. My daughter is marching in the Battery this year, and if you think that band does not require a lot of energy, why don't you try carrying around a bass drum strapped into a harness for about 3 hours in the Oklahoma heat and tell me how you feel. A big reason I keep my Sam's Club membership is right here, dishwasher tabs, along with toilet paper, paper towels, trash bags, and Tide detergent for clothes. I think that my membership basically pays for itself because I can't find those things cheaper in other stores, even if I'm using coupons and sales. I'm a big fan of the Fairlife chocolate shakes. You see me pick those up at Sam's Club a lot, and I still have some in the refrigerator, but I've been looking for one that's vanilla flavored, but where milk is the primary ingredient. So I saw these. I haven't tried them yet. Nuri, is that what it's called? Ultra filtered milkshake, and the first ingredient is ultra filtered skim milk. But I don't know, they're in a can, they're in an aluminum can. I find that kind of interesting. I don't know, we'll try them out and see. Future Mindy popping in here to say that in my opinion, these vanilla protein shakes are really, really good. In my mind, they taste like I remember a vanilla milkshake from McDonald's tasting. Back when I was in high school in the 1900s, that was like the only thing we would go to McDonald's for, a vanilla milkshake. This tastes kind of like that to me. My only qualm is that the can is not resealable, whereas something like this is. This is just a screw top, so I can use just a little bit in my coffee, and that's where I use these a lot, as a coffee creamer. But obviously that would not be a problem if you're gonna drink the whole thing in one sitting. And this one, the first ingredient is skim milk, and this one, the first ingredient is water. Big thing of ranch. It's just part of our culture here in Oklahoma. We put ranch on everything. We've been going through a lot of feta cheese lately. I think because we've been eating like a lot of salads and pasta salads and stuff, and it's really good in those. I always get a package of Kerrygold butter when I go into Sam's. It's 6 4-ounce sticks for a total of 1.5 pounds. You saw the bread for sandwiches. Here's some more lunch meat. The last time I picked up a Sam's order, they had raspberries, big containers of raspberries, like 12 ounces for $3. They didn't have those this time, but they did have 2 pounds of Driscoll strawberries for $3. So of course I picked up 2 containers because that is a great price. These are the biggest bags of these pretzel slims that I have seen. My family requests these. I'm not a huge fan of them. For one thing, I feel like half the package is already pretzel crumbs. They're like slivered pretzels, like little pretzel slivers at the bottom of the bag. But still, my family devours these, pretzel slivers and all. So I got 2 30-ounce bags, 60 ounces of pretzel thins, and of course a rotisserie chicken. I just feel like that's a thing that you should do when you're in Costco or Sam's, is pick up the rotisserie chicken. They should just like add it into the cost of your membership and just hand you one as you walk out the door. You know, like, thank you for shopping at Sam's. Here is your rotisserie chicken. We know that's why you came in. I just pulled into Walmart. I'm gonna pick up the rest of my groceries for the week here. I purposely timed this pickup so that I could piggyback it onto a trip out to pick up my daughter from a church activity. And that's one thing I think people don't realize. I don't think we receive adequate warning or preparation for the amount of time we are gonna spend in our cars when we have preteens and teenagers. I mean, when you have a baby, you are pretty much prepared for the fact that it's going to turn your world upside down, right? I mean, you know that you're not going to be getting very much sleep, that you're going to be planning your days around nap times and feedings, that you're going to be spending all kinds of money on diapers. You're not surprised when you spend 2 hours going to 10 different stores looking for the exact pacifier that they like. That is a true story. That actually happened to us. We lived that. Parenting preteens and teenagers, it's just its own special kind of chaos. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's a great season, but I feel like we just weren't prepared for feeling just as busy, and for the fact that our kids need us now more than ever, maybe even more than when they were babies, if you can even say that, if you can believe that. And I don't just mean the driving, although there's a lot of that. There's a lot of driving. I spend a lot of time in my car, which is why we are actually delighted that we're about to have a driver. We're about to have a kid who is driving. But the special like busyness of this season and the obligations of the season don't stop at chauffeuring. After this week, all 3 of our kids will be back in school, and we will have a 6th grader, a 7th grader, and a 10th grader. And we're just coming into those years where we realize there's a lot of stuff we need to teach them about being an adult. You know, there's a lot of things that we want them to develop, good habits. Today's sponsor is Cash App, and we have been using Cash App for years, my husband and I, namely for things that we used to have to whip out the old checkbook for, including some of the stuff keeping us busy in this season of parenting teens, like sending money for the post-volleyball match pizza party or buying school t-shirts. But Cash App can be a way to give access to spending money to teens while also teaching them good financial habits, which is becoming becoming increasingly more challenging in a world where a lot of transactions are happening digitally, and we have to teach our kids how to steward money without like physically holding it in their hands. With Cash App, parents can sponsor an account for their teens ages 13 to 17, and Cash App also offers a card now that can be used anywhere that takes Visa. But because it draws from their Cash App balance and not from a bank account or a line of credit, they can only spend money that's in their Cash App account. They can't spend money they don't have. There are no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money. Plus, for some extra peace of mind, you get 24/7 fraud monitoring, and every card transaction triggers a real-time notification so you can see how and where and when they're spending their Cash App balance. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can earn some additional cash. Just download Cash App and use my referral code CASH10. And then when you send $5 to a friend within 14 days, you'll get $10 dropped into your account. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. And thank you again to Cash App for sponsoring today's video. Produce are some frequent flyers for us. I have a 3-pound bag of Pink Lady apples. My husband asks me for apples every week. He usually eats one before his workouts. I've got some bananas, some Roma tomatoes, 2 russet potatoes. I did not want to buy the big bag of them, even though they're a better value, because it seems like we don't eat them fast enough before they sprout. So I just bought what I needed, which was like 2. Some carrot chips for the kids' lunches, my favorite frozen veggies. We've got some riced cauliflower. I usually mix this with regular rice when we're eating regular rice with meals just to get an extra veggie in. Some steam in the bag, green beans, and broccoli florets. And I also picked up a big thing of vinegar. I go through a lot of this because I use it for various household tasks. Cereal, common snack or breakfast item for the kids, especially during the school year. This is one of our favorites, the Cinnamon Chex. If you are a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but you want something that's maybe just a little bit less in sugar, a little bit lower in sugar, then you might try the Cinnamon Rice Chex. And we haven't tried the Honey Nut Chex, but the kids have been asking for Honey Nut Cheerios, so I thought maybe they would like this. The other thing you can do is get a box of the regular Chex and mix it with the flavored ones if you want to stretch it or you want to like lower the sugar per serving size. And this coffee actually isn't for breakfast. And let me turn you around to talk about why I picked this up, because I typically brew my coffee and we've been using whole bean coffee and grinding it to make coffee in the morning, but I picked this up for a reason. I have made no secret about the fact that I'm a hot coffee drinker. I usually drink hot coffee like 98% of the time, even in the warmer months. And I feel like that goes both ways. Like if you are a cold coffee drinker, you probably also mostly drink cold coffee even in like the cold months, right? If I am going to drink an iced coffee, it is going to be right now at this time of year. It is August, the worst weather weeks in Oklahoma, if you ask me. It is as hot as it's going to be, it is as humid as it's going to be, and everybody is already over the summer. So I picked up some cold brew concentrate because I've been craving like an iced protein coffee where you use like a couple shots of espresso or, you know, a concentrate like this, and then you pour like a protein shake into it to make an iced coffee to drink in the afternoon. I know I can make it and like chill it, but I just took the easy road and picked up this one. It's from Dunkin', so I haven't tried this before. We'll give it a go. Some pantry goods. These are a favorite of ours right now. The Good Thins corn crackers. Got some salsa, some good old-fashioned canned green beans. This is like our go-to vegetable. This is my lazy mom vegetable. If I don't know what else to serve with dinner, this is so easy. Can of green chilies, some powdered sugar because we were out. I don't have an immediate need for this, but you know when you're out of something from your baking shelf, you don't want to wait until you need it to restock it, because almost always I forget, and then I'll start making the thing and I won't have it, and that's so annoying. Some of these 6-ingredient fresh tortillas that my Walmart has been making and carrying, these will mold fast. If I don't use these in the next couple days, I've got to put them in the freezer, and a lot of times I store them in the meantime in the refrigerator. I've been trying to get out of a food rut by trying a few new products and a few new recipes along with some of our old favorites. So I got this for a lunch prep this week, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Future Mindy popping in here to say that I totally forgot to film the lunch preps for you. This is the last one. My husband's probably going to have it for lunch today, so I thought I would pop in here and just tell you what I did. I don't have any lovely B-roll footage of me actually making them, but we'll just talk you through it. I made up some rice. I used this wild rice this time, and I also steamed up this rice cauliflower. And I did half and half in the bottom of each container, and then I just made the barbacoa according to the package directions. Just heated that up the way the package said to do it. So I have the meat on top of the rice and cauliflower rice there. And then this is some homemade pico that I made from diced tomatoes, jalapeno, red onion, a little bit of garlic, lime juice, and salt. And then I made like a little Cajun ranch sauce. This is a little bit of light mayo and Greek yogurt, about a 1/4 cup of each. And then some Cajun seasoning, salt and pepper, lime juice. And basically you can take these 2 containers out and heat this back up and then put the pico and the sauce on top. And we have some of those corn crackers to eat with it. And that's what we've been eating for lunch. And speaking of sort of new to us, or I guess just different, I feel like here in the South, or the South adjacent, that's probably what Oklahoma is. A lot of people don't consider us the South, but we definitely have essence of the South. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like in these here parts of the country, you fall into 2 camps. You are either a diet soda or a cola person, drinker, or you are an iced tea drinker. I feel like you're usually one or the other and not typically both. We've always been more of the soda drinkers, especially like diet soda. In fact, I picked up a few cases to restock our drink fridge today. So I picked up some Louisiana tea to try to make some iced tea. I have an iced tea maker, like an iced tea brewer. My dad always brewed sun tea, so I'm gonna try to get that going this week. I don't know why. I think I'm gonna try that, but also that's why I picked up the diet lemonade, because I figure we're gonna make like some Arnold Palmers with that iced tea. I ordered the raspberry jam Uncrustables, but they must have been out, so they substituted with these, which is fine because my kids still really like these. But let me tell you something. Since I picked up a Sam's order today, I should share this with you. My kids like the raspberry or the strawberry Uncrustables. These are just easy. Keep them in the freezer. The kids will put them in like their lunch bag to have for an after school snack or to have before sports, or they'll eat one for breakfast on the way to school. They don't usually eat them for lunch. But I priced out the cost of making these myself. If I am buying the 10 count package, it still is a better deal to buy the bread and the peanut butter and the strawberry or the raspberry jam. It's not that much of a better deal though. I'm willing to pay a little bit more for the convenience right now. However, if your kids are fans of the grape jelly ones, I just have to say that they carry a big box. I think it's a 24 count box at Sam's. And when I priced out the cost of bread, peanut butter, jelly, and then like little sandwich bags to put them in, it's actually not a cost savings for me to make them from scratch, as opposed to just buying that big box from Sam's. Thought I'd throw that out there, at least when I did my math according to the products that I buy. 4 of my favorite of the Greek yogurt cups. This is the apple pie, Dan and Light and Fit. 4 of the kids' favorite, which is the Chobani, like fruit on the bottom ones. Already talked about the lemonade. Have some milk, some sour cream, some cheese slices for sandwiches. Proteins for dinners this week. We have some smoked sausage, some salmon fillets. This is a couple pounds of chicken breast and then a pound of ground beef. I got 90-10. And then these are just a thing that I pick up from time to time to have for a lunch option. I will usually add some extra vegetables, like some of that cauliflower rice to this and maybe a little bit of cottage cheese, and then use those corn crackers that I bought to like dip into it. It's just like an easy lunch to have on hand. Dinners this week, I put them on the refrigerator. I type it out and put it on the refrigerator because I get tired of people asking me like multiple times a day, what is for dinner? And I just want them to know. I need one of those like digital calendars that people have. My sister-in-law has one that you hang on your kitchen wall. I need one of those. Does anybody have one of those? Do you like it? Is it a cool thing? Is it as cool as it looks? Because I think it looks pretty cool. All right, the dinner plan. Today is actually Sunday when I did all the grocery pickup, because I for sure am not going inside the stores if I can help it on a weekend, especially the weekend right after or right before school starts. But tonight, all 3 of my children will be at a church activity tonight where they're gonna feed them. So I told my husband, I'm not cooking for you and me. You're on your own, find something. Monday, I'm going to make an orzo pasta salad that I have made several times. It's like with lemon and dill and feta. So good. I'll leave the recipe linked in the description box below. To go along with that, I'm gonna cook up that salmon in the air fryer, and then we also have rotisserie chicken. So people can have salmon, or they can have chicken, or they can have a little bit of both along with that little orzo salad. On Tuesday, it is a very busy evening with a lot of coming and going to and from the house for activities, for back to school meetings. So I needed a crock pot recipe that people can eat in shifts, that they can make when they happen to find the time to eat dinner. So we're doing some chicken tacos. I'm just gonna put the chicken breast in the slow cooker with a little bit of taco seasoning, maybe a little ranch seasoning, some salsa, let it cook low and slow all day, and then shred it up. And then we've got lettuce, we have cheese, we have sour cream, we have tortillas, maybe some kind of vegetable, and the people can just make up their dinner according to what they want when they are around to eat it. And that usually produces leftovers that we can eat throughout the week as well. Another meal I'm making up this week is new to us. Again, I'm trying to try a few new things just to shake things up and get out of the food rut. It's for a ground beef and potato skillet. So I'll leave a link to the recipe that I'm using as a jumping off point in the description box below. And I'm also gonna make up a little sauce to go along with it, maybe a Cajun remoulade. I've made that before. It'll be really tasty to kind of drizzle over the top of that dish, I think. Tried and true recipe for us. I make it usually at least once a month. Cheesy one-pan smoked sausage pasta. And then on Friday, I think I'm gonna do something special and fun for the kids since it'll be our first full week with everybody back in school. I think I'm going to pick up each of their favorite like takeout meals and we're gonna have a movie night. We're gonna just stay home, watch a movie. Everybody will be tired. I can pick up like a box of their favorite movie candy and we can all just veg out and kind of have like a special treat dinner to celebrate making it through the first week of school. I hope you found something helpful or just enjoyable in this video. Thank you again to Cash App for sponsoring. If you pick out one of these videos to watch next, I'll see you there. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one.